What's going on, YouTube? It's Sensei, the place to be chilling, Mr. Andy, back for another WWE 2K22 video. And this time we have a new ringside report, episode 3, going into a deep dive of 2K Showcase and MyRISE. They played the 2K, they had a 2K Showcase and a MyRISE combined trailer that they released. That if you guys haven't seen it yet, or haven't, I reacted to it, so you guys can check out my reaction. So we're gonna get right on into it, what they talked about in the 2K Showcase and into the MyRISE. But first off, start off with 2K Showcase. We get a sight of the new menu here of what everything we can expect from what's going to be in the 2K, from the MyRISE to the Play Now, the Showcase, the MyGM, the My Faction, all that kind of stuff like that. And when it comes to the 2K Showcase, it looks really good. So obviously they gave a little background of what they felt as though the 2K Showcase is going to be like. Obviously they take a WWE star and they go and they follow their career and stuff like that. There's a lot of showcases. Like, I fell in love with the 2K Showcase mode before. I understand why people don't like it, and I can understand why people do like it. So I'm in between of when it comes to people's opinions like that. But we got to see gameplay of the showcase here, and then of course we get in the same format like we got for Daniel Bryan and the 4 Horsewomen, where you get Rey Mysterio is going to be interviewed in between each of the matches. But in this one, the gameplay is going to be a little bit different, because opposed to the people going through certain objectives, they are going to be more so like simpler combo based, and Rey Mysterio will be helping guide you through the certain objectives that you need to do to get through to each matchup, which I think is kind of cool. It actually makes it a little bit more personal. It kind of has a special feeling to the mode, which I think is a refresher to the mode, opposed to just hearing people talk about it, you play the match and stuff like that. I think this is kind of cool. And along with that, it's going to be going back and forth between real life footage and the gaming footage as well, something that we never had done in showcase mode before. So as you're playing the matchup, as you're doing the little QTEs, they're going to transition into the real life thing, and then it's going to go right back into the gameplay. So I think that right there is a very cool thing also. And when it comes to the display aspect of it, when it comes to the objectives, you will see that they'll be highlighted in a certain color that represents Rey Mysterio's attire during that matchup that he is talking about. So I was like, those little inkling things I like that there are in showcase mode. We did not get a list of all the matches that's going to be in showcase mode. I don't know if it's because there are matches that they can't promote because of some released superstars, or they can't, or they just don't want to promote them, or they're not getting, whatever the case may be, because we got a mixture of like real life footage and of gameplay footage. But even in the trailer, there's some real life footage of stuff that I know can't be in the game, such as him in Armageddon with CM Punk. Obviously CM Punk's not going to be in the game. I always hope that Kurt Angle would still be in the game. I hope it's like all a ruse and they just say Kurt Angle's in the game, we just gonna talk about him at all, but I seriously doubt it. But it makes me just make me a little nervous. But however, the match that they did show off though, which gave me a little bit of hope, they showed of course the Dolph Ziggler versus Rey Mysterio from SummerSlam 2009. They showed Rey Mysterio versus Batista from SmackDown 2009. They showed Undertaker versus Rey Mysterio from Royal Rumble 2010. And they also showed a little bit of Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero from WrestleMania 21. And we also got a brand new reveal, which is something I was so nervous that they wasn't going to put on there because they didn't even talk nothing about it, which was Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero from Halloween Havoc 1997. There's a certain matches in certain people's career that you just cannot do, and that was definitely one of them. I mean, I still do agree that you can't do a lot of showcase mode without Kurt Angle in the Rey Mysterio showcase, but having Eddie Guerrero in that 1997 Halloween Havoc matchup, that's the match right there that just put them on the map. Like, oh, they had the greatest match of 1997, to be honest with you. So that gives me hope of what we can be able to see. I don't know if they're going to release the whole list of matches and stuff like that before the game comes out, or we're just going to have to wait and see. Or maybe if they're going to do like a part of it and then maybe DLC will have additional matches with additional characters that should be in the game that it probably won't be. But we just don't know anything fully just yet to confirm anything, unless it's something that I don't know. You guys can post out in the comments down below. Now moving over to MyRISE, so it's something different. We changed it from My Career to MyRISE, and this one, the biggest change of it all is that you can now do different stories for a male or a female. In other words, we're not doing 2K20. They're not best friends. They're not tag team. They're going to the Hall of Fame together as like the tag team duo. No, it's either you're going to do a men's MyRISE and you're going to do a women's MyRISE. And when it comes to total amount of time to play, over 50 hours. Now, of course, there are going to be people that can sit there and stream for 8 to 12 hours at a time and knock it out in about a week. But you know, for somebody like myself with a family and kids, 50 hours is great. It's around the mark because it's enough time for me to do it and take my time with it. I don't have the time to sit there and play through the whole thing. So they showed that in the trailer. I was like, that is very impressive, because I was wondering when we're going to do a women's and a men's. So that means, and there's over I think over 200 different story options that's in there. So no matter what you do, you're going to have different kind of story options. So which automatically brings back the replayability for the matchup. And I'm like, that right there is something that I love, something that I can keep going back to and playing. So obviously, if I do the women's, that means I would have to go back to the women's and still have different kinds of stories I have to do to the women's, and the same that goes for the men. Also, you will start off in the Performance Center. Of course, you're learning from different legends like Shawn Michaels and Beth Phoenix, where they have over 30 different voice actors in this MyRISE. Some notable names like Seth Rollins and Shawn Michaels and Beth Phoenix and Sasha Banks and things like that. Something that they think that's really cool. Then after you do that, you get to graduate up to Raw, Smackdown, NXT, and able to switch between the brands of how you see fit. And also, they have a thing called the Superstar Background, where they go and they show that they have different kind of backgrounds for different kind of superstars. You may be a ex-MMA fighter, you may be an indie wrestler, you may be a pro athlete, you may be a movie star. And I'm like, so different backgrounds that they have, it will also, you know, give you different kinds of attribute boost and different kind of things that go to your character, which I think is really cool also, because the different kind of backgrounds also say it's going to trigger how certain wrestlers feel about you and how they're going to react to you. What that is, you got people that come in from the NFL or the NBA, or they got a pro athlete background, or if you got somebody that's an MMA fighter that comes in, they can legit kick your ass, you know what I'm saying? Or even an indie darling, you know, some people may not like how the indies do stuff work. I think that is one creative thing. And also one that they mentioned that people may have not seen in the character backgrounds is that when they were mentioning MMA, they give certain kind of notable superstars that are these kind of things in the game. Well, when it came to MMA, it had Shayna Baszler there, but it also said notable MMA people on there was people like Shayna Baszler, Sonya Deville, and Xia Li. Now, Xia Li is not on the main roster. Obviously, she's not on the base roster of the game, but this could be a little Easter egg for DLC. It could be a typo, I don't know, but I'm kind of hoping that we can see Xia Li in DLC. But that's what they have there. So also during it, we're gonna have 9 new arenas is coming into the MyRISE. Some returning from 2K20. I believe they got the Mexican Plaza and the Japan Hall. So there is gonna be going against running up against the Indies and stuff like that, and you got to be playing that. And so we may get a little surprise at the Mexican Hall. Lionel Jinx said no spoilers. I don't know necessarily what that means, but it's cool. I like to see that we're going to get other arenas outside of of course the regular arenas that we're going to get in the game as well. I kind of hope that they do bring back some of those 2K original arenas. I'm not saying like, you know, fighting in hell or something like that, but even when it's kind of like, you know, fighting in the green room or something like that, when it comes to backstage brawls or fighting in the graveyard, those kind of things I do like, and I wouldn't miss if they don't want to bring those back in the game, because I like, you know, traveling, going around there and doing all that kind of stuff as well. But it's good to see some of those arenas like the Mexican Plaza. I really did like the Mexican Plaza in 2K it was 19 or 20 that I really enjoyed this. So overall, it looks to be really solid. Like I said, I always said that I wanted to know how this would be if we didn't have any of those released superstars, if there wasn't too much of a problem. How would, you know, the marketing for this game be? Because I think there's a lot more cutscenes and a lot more voiceovers they would love to show, but they obviously can't. And same thing goes for the showcase mode. I am still curious of how many matches we get. Usually in a showcase we get about 15 matches, and they already confirmed 8 or 9 of them. So I'm kind of curious to see what the other ones are going to be. A little bit nervous, you know what I'm saying? So, but we gotta just wait and see to see what happens when the game comes out. So post any comments down below if you got, did this make you any more excited for the game? Hit the like button if you guys enjoyed my breakdown. Hit the subscribe button for more WWE 2K22 breakdowns and reactions right here on NC Studios. And to see gameplay, make sure you guys check out NC Level Up. Make sure you subscribe over there for when I get the game of WWE 2K22. I'll be playing it on that channel. So once again, this is NC, the place to be. Mr. A&D, and the Nerd Coalition is out.